Russia on Monday demanded the world leaders to respond to Ukraine's attack at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, terming it as nuclear terrorism. Rosatom, Russia's state nuclear corporation, claimed that Ukraine planted 3 drone attacks on Sunday at the plant. The first injured 3 near a canteen. The second one attacked a cargo area. And last, the dome above reactor number 6 was targeted. Though the Ukrainian intelligence official has denied their involvement with the strikes, both Russian officials and the UN's International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, said that the radiation levels at the plant were normal and the damage has not been severe. Further, the IAEA has condemned the Ukrainian drone strike, stating that the attack had endangered nuclear safety. The UN Atomic Watchdog Agency has confirmed physical impact of drone attacks at the plant, including at one of its 6 reactors. Further, Russia launched more than 24 attack drones in an overnight attack on Ukraine on Monday, damaging critical infrastructure in the central Zhytomyr region. The International Atomic Energy Agency has reported 1 casualty, and authorities have advised civilians to stay indoors due to the air pollution caused by the attack. 17 out of the 24 drones were downed by Ukraine over the regions of Odessa, Mykolaiv, Kirovrad, Klemsk and Zhytomyr. And Russia launched Kh-59 guided air missile was also destroyed. A logistics and transport facility and a gas station were damaged in the southern region of Odessa, and 4 drones were destroyed. And now let's go live to our correspondent Dasha Chernyshova. She's joining us from Moscow. Dasha, how seriously does this reported attack on the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power station raise the risk of a nuclear disaster, and what could be the consequences if a nuclear accident does happen there?
Well, certainly there are many concerns with regards to the safety and security of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, the largest one in Europe. The understanding in Moscow is very clear. It is Ukraine that is responsible for attacking the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. However, those reports could be completely different from the Ukrainian side. Now, what we are hearing is that Ukraine has attacked the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant using kamikaze drones. According to the Russian officials, they have attacked its nuclear reactors number 5 and number 6. 3 people working at the nuclear power station have been injured, according to the Russian officials, and the IAEA has also confirmed that they have seen at least 3 direct hits against the infrastructure of the nuclear power plant. To this moment, the situation is stable. No significant damage has been done to the nuclear power plant. However, Moscow has been also calling on the international community to call on Ukraine to stop what it calls nuclear terrorism. So to this moment, the understanding is that as long as Ukraine continues to attack the nuclear power plant, the risks of a nuclear disaster are running high. At the same time, Moscow insists that the IAEA cannot really say, because of its mandate, from which side those attacks are taking place. And what is needed in the long term is obviously to have the peace negotiations between these 2 sides in order to make sure that these attacks do not happen in future. But Moscow has been insisting that its presence of its troops, of its military on the side of the nuclear power plant is paramount to keep the security of the nuclear power plant.
Dasha, looking at the larger picture, what steps need to be taken and by whom to ensure that a nuclear disaster does not happen at Zaporizhzhia?
Well, obviously, we do have the 5 steps, the 5 principles of the IAEA. They are there, they have been elaborated, they have been voiced. But in the long run, obviously, the sides need to stop the hostilities in the area of the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. And obviously, the international community is scary because of the potential fallout of the disaster that could take place at the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. All remember what happened when Chernobyl. So certainly for the wider picture, it is necessary so that the sides do make their way towards the negotiating table. But in the meantime, Moscow insists that Ukraine has to stop what it calls terrorist attacks against the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. And the Western countries, from Moscow's point of view, have to convince Ukraine to stop that and also to stop the supplies of the weapons that are later being used for such attacks.
Dasha Chernishova in Moscow, thank you for joining us.